Good evening, folks. Welcome to this week's episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. Just going to give my glass a quick cold water rinse before I stir it up. As you can see, the beer I got today is O'Hara's Irish Red Traditional Ale. So we'll pop it open, pour it up, give the label a read, see what that's going to tell us, and then we'll go from there. Not surprising, got a bit of a reddish color there. Pretty well got to expect that from a Irish Red Ale. Alright, so I'm just going to read the bottle. It's got a best before date, so that's good. You're talking about February 28, 2020. So, if you're getting any beers that are brewed outside the country, just check to see if there's best before date. Last thing you want to do is get an old beer that's gone past its best before date. Okay, so basically it says a traditional hop flavor balances sweet malt caramel taste. Craft brewed in Ireland, O'Hara's Irish Red Traditional Ale, 4.3% alcohol, 50 mils, and some small rating here. I'm just going to try to give it a read. Basically says a traditional hop flavor balances the sweet malty caramel taste. O'Hara Irish Red, and then that's in French. Product of Ireland, Carlow, Ireland, blah blah blah, and just give the ingredients. So that's pretty well it. So it's a pretty dark beer. I was actually expecting it a little bit redder, I guess. A lot darker than I thought. But you can see the red tinge to it, especially if I put it down there. I got the light going through it. Interesting. Not much of a head poured off it. Got an interesting aroma. To me, it's actually a little bit like what I'd expect from a Guinness almost, which is funny with the dark color as well. Definitely doesn't taste like a Guinness. Not bad. Alright, so I'll just talk about that for a little bit. As I said, it's a product of Ireland. It's actually the Carlow Brewery. That's the name of the brewery in Ireland, in Carlow County. And it's Carlow Brewery, but it's also known as the O'Hara Brewery. And the O'Hara is basically the family owns a brewery, and the Carlow Brewery, it's actually, as I said, brewed in Carlow County. So it's officially the Carlow Brewery, but it's also known as O'Hara Brewery. I guess they have their own line of O'Hara beers, more or less. And basically they're known for brewing traditional Irish beer, and they normally stick to the basic four ingredients, being your hops, barley, yeast, and water. So typical. And they say it's a ruby red with a nutty flavor, so it's definitely ruby red. It would be dark red. I'm not really getting the nutty to it, but it's not bad. Just a little bit, if you go to the website, they say it's a smooth malt body, complemented by caramel tones and perfectly balanced in bitterness. Not much bitterness to it at all. And on the website it says it pairs well with baked and roasted main meals, such like beef roast, winter soups, and mature cheddar. So it's not, from that, it's not a light beer. Like normally, with your light lagers, they also pair with light meals. But this one is more of a hearty ale for a hearty meal. So there you go. That's a little bit about this beer in the brewery. I'll just take a second. I'll just talk about Irish red ales in general. Obviously, they're rooted in Ireland, but actually, back in the day, they were really known. The name itself as traditional Irish red wasn't really known years back. They're normally either red, amber color, or brown, and this one kind of fits it. They say it's ruby red, and if you got the light going through it, you can actually see the red to it. But if you just lay it down, you're just looking at it, it almost looks really dark. Almost like a dark brown, so there you go. And red ale, traditional Irish red ales in general, they're characterized by the color, obviously, and also by the malt profile, which normally is caramel and toffee. I'm not tasting a lot of that in there, but it's definitely there. Not, in your face type thing. And they say it's normally a dry finish with a hint of bitterness, so not known as bitter beers. Not much else I can say from it. Coors actually popularized the term traditional Irish red ales or Irish red ales back in the 90s, and they actually, it was a beer they had, the Killen's Irish Red is what it was, which was around since '81, but in the 90s the specialty beers in general, the craft brewery scene kind of took off, and with that the Killen's Irish Red actually took off, which, funny thing is, it was actually a lager, not an ale. And they marketed, you know, the Irish roots and the color, and that kind of took off from there. And the Killen, it started off, it was a family by the name, the Killen family. They actually started it, and they sold the rights, and when they had it, was actually they call it the Enniscorthy Ruby Ale, and Enniscorthy is also another county in Ireland. Well, actually, a lot of the Connorses came from there. The one Connors is in Newfoundland. So basically, they had this Killen Irish, they had the Enniscorthy Ruby Ale. They sold the rights. It became the Killen's Irish Red, and went from there. So you can, you know, that's how it became popular. And you go to Ireland nowadays, you might see it, but you know, it's not a huge thing by any means. But there you go. All right. So what am I going to give it for a rating for this one? Once again, my rating system, basically, a 1 is, nope, not for me, can't finish it. A 2 is, not really for me, but it's a beer, I got it open, I'll finish it. A 3 is a good beer, a 4 is a very good beer, and a 5 is, heavens are open up, best beer I ever had. So I think I'm comfortable giving this a 3.0. It's not a bad beer, it's a good beer. I don't think I'd, you know, rush out and pick up a dozen of them by any means, but I definitely drink it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, you know, if I was sitting somewhere listening to some Irish music, whether it's here in Newfoundland or anywhere else or in Ireland, somebody passed one over, I'd definitely have one or two. So I think I'm comfortable giving it a 3.0. So there you go, folks, for O'Hara's Irish Red Traditional Ale. My rating, 3.0 out of 5. And the weekend's coming up. By all means, pick one up. I got this one at the NLC. Pick one up. Let me know in the comments and either the YouTube or the Facebook page what you think. Do you agree with the 3.0? Do you think it should be higher or lower? I look forward to hearing from you. So, folks, until next beer, enjoy responsibly. As always, cheers.